CEO Ron Wickler from Creating the Difference. Got my man Dustin Zander here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna talk to you about the first step, the most critical step, if you're gonna join us in the TruBall review process system. The very first thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna have to get your positive access point. You'll have to get some help with this. You should probably go to your local pro shop and have them find it for you. We're gonna show you how it can be done, and that way, this allows us and you to be able to have your bowling ball laid out accordingly, similarly to the exact same way that we're gonna lay out our bowling ball and the test bowling balls that we're gonna end up reviewing. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is have your bowling ball and go throw it on a lane. We need to get some oil in the bowling ball just so we can see your track, and we'll be able to use that to help us narrow in on your positive access point. Now, it doesn't matter the bowling ball you use. It can be a polyester plastic ball, it can be a reactive ball, it can be any kind of bowling ball laid out any kind of way. It doesn't really matter. What we're most interested in is finding your positive access point, and all we need is for you to have a bowling ball that fits good on your hand in order for us to be able to do that. So Dustin's gonna take the bowling ball, he's gonna set it on the ball cup here, he's gonna grab a piece of tape, he's gonna try to use the track lines, and he knows that the positive access point is going to be on the opposite side of the ball of the track. So he's gonna try to use that information, and he's gonna make an educated guess. He's gonna guess where he thinks his positive access point is on the ball. And by doing that, if you're wrong, it's okay, you can do it again, but what we're looking for here is we want this piece of tape not to wobble off of his hand. We want it to be a solid dot off of his hand. As it goes down the lane, it may wobble, that's okay, we're not worried about that. We are worried about off of his hand though, this tape not wobbling, because that will let us know that we found the positive access point. And since we're doing it off of his hand, that's why it doesn't matter what kind of bowling ball you have. Now you can see that wobbled a little bit. So we're gonna do it again. We'll take the tape, we'll move it, and we'll take another stab at another guess to see if we can find Dustin's positive access point. Like I said, it doesn't matter what lane condition you're bowling on, it doesn't matter what ball you're using. What we are most interested in, and only interested in at this point, is finding his positive access point. So Dustin's gonna make a little move, he'll move that tape, and that will allow us to give it another guess. So he's gonna go with it down a little bit, that's fine. So we'll take a look and we'll see if that got him closer to the positive access point or further away. So that seemed to be further away, so we'll do it again. Now here's the thing, you as the bowler, you can't do this. You can't do it by yourself, here's why. Because off of your hand, you can't see the ball. You don't see the ball till it's, I don't know, anywhere between 8 and 10 feet out in the lane. So let's take that piece of tape and let's go this way a little bit with it, and maybe like right here. So you can't see it, so you're gonna need somebody else to help you with it. That's just also why enlisting the help of a camera will help you too, right? Because a camera will allow you to be able to see if you've actually found it. But Dustin's not gonna be able to see it. By the time he sees it, that tape will have already moved or wobbled. That was definitely off. Okay. So that gives us some more information. And like I said, at the end of the day, you have to move the tape around to be able to find it. And that's kind of the point of this video, is to show you how to move the tape around, when to move the tape around until you actually find it. There are some tools that your pro shop may have that may actually help you. So Dustin, I'm gonna have you go back down. Yep, down more, a little bit more. And then maybe out a little bit. Yep, let's try right there. So we're just gonna try it again. See if we've gotten a little closer. This is the most important step of all of the steps that we're gonna have to go through to get you to be able to use the same process we're using. That looked better. So that was probably your positive access point halfway down the lane. So we'll just move it a little bit more, and then we probably will have that spot locked in. And what we're gonna do is you're gonna end up having the pro shop put your pin position a specific distance away from that spot once we locate it. That's why it's so important. So go, yeah, there we go. Let's try right there. So that's why it's so important. This is kind of your identity. This is gonna help identify you as the player, and it's different for everybody. That's why we have to be able to find your positive access point. Oh, that looks pretty solid right there. That looks good. Okay, so now that we've found his positive access point, what we would do is we would take that ball into the pro shop and let them measure where that is relative to the center of the grip. So let me kind of give you a rough idea of what that looks like, just so you have a clue. So the pro shop's gonna end up going and measuring your grip. He'll measure your grip, and then he will split this measurement, and he will measure over and up and that'll be your positive access point. If you're a no thumb, if you're just 2 fingers, he'll use this, the bridge, as the center of the grip to measure over and down and find your access point. Doesn't matter how doesn't matter if you're 2-handed or 1-handed, or no thumb, I should say, you're going to have to find your positive access point, because when we start laying out all the bowling balls, this spot will be what's important. And this, relative to this, is what's going to matter, and which is why it's so critical that we actually end up finding the positive access point for you. So one last thing we're going to do, we'll just show you one little thing that we're kind of working on as well. We've also got that clutch bowling system installed, and as one of the things we're going to do with the TruBall review system is we're going to be able to do some ball reviews for you in a live fashion. And what that's going to do is that's going to be able to give you some real cognitive feedback very, very quickly, because we'll be able to show you how the bowling balls track relative to each other in real time. So with that being said, we're going to jump off here right now. CEO Ron from Creating the Difference. Talk to you soon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And check out one of the other videos on the screen for more information. Thanks for joining us.